This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time. Content presented in the following podcast is for information purposes only. Views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and guest and may not represent the views and opinions of the Whole Care Network. Always consult with your physician for any medical advice, and always consult with your attorney for any legal advice. And thank you for listening to the Whole Care Network.
The following podcast sometimes offers unusual solutions to usual problems. These solutions are meant for qualified agencies or individuals to put into action. And I'd be willing to bet that's not you. Listen, folks, we don't take ourselves too seriously. Neither should you. So, let's go have a laugh. Welcome to Unscrew It Up. This is the show where we offer differently twisted solutions to life's little and sometimes not so little problems. I'm Josh.
I'm Amanda.
And friends, I don't know if you can hear it, but we are recording in the second story studio here at Wilson Manor, and the window is open because it is 56 degrees out.
It's so lovely.
It is. I'm wearing a sweater. I'm wearing my favorite cardigan.
It's a big deal for us Floridians because it's been about 712 degrees every day for at least the past 14 months.
And when you live in Florida, you take any good news that you can get.
That's right. There's not a lot.
So today we're going to unscrew up meals. Unscrewing up meals. Are you ready for that, Amanda?
I'm ready.
That's excellent. I'm looking forward to that. Mealtime is always presents a challenge, especially to people who are busy, or also to people who are trying to diet. There are all sorts of different things that we need to do to fix meals. So we're going to do that. But first, I have something for Wilson Technologies to do.
I thought those guys were on vacation.
There is no vacation for the imaginary people in my mind.
All right.
Wilson Technologies is a subsidiary of Familiar Wilson's Media, and their job is to do what I tell them to do.
All right, good. Somebody should.
In fact, so you snuck that in there. In fact, the motto of Wilson Technologies is Wilson Technologies, doing what Josh tells us to do.
Good. I'm glad you have an outlet for that.
Do you ever get scam phone calls?
All the time. All the time. All the time.
Scam emails and just people are trying to steal from us, and I'm starting to resent it.
So this thing happened at my work where there's now a phishing scam that's going around. I work for a major university that has my boss's, the director of my center's name, and it makes it look like it comes from his email. It clones his email. It clones his signature, and it's just like, hey, I got you an Amazon gift card for your hard work. Click on this link. And it's somehow figuring out everybody's, main boss and sending it out across the university.
The people who are scamming you are a little bit more advanced than the people who scam me at work, because I'll just get an email that is from HR.
That's not specific. Mine's coming directly from my boss.
And it'll say something to the effect of, hey, I need you to send me your bank details because we need to make sure that you're getting your paycheck.
Yes. Good.
Signed Human Resources.
Right. What do you think the percentages of people that fall for that is?
It is frighteningly large, I would say, the percentage.
Yeah.
It's a game of numbers. So if they get even one or two responses, if they can scam people out of thousands of dollars, I mean, it makes the other hundreds upon hundreds of things worth it, I guess. Not that I'm trying to convince anyone to go into this line of work.
Please don't. I mean, I like my director and all, but I know he did not send me an Amazon gift card. So I was savvy enough to know that was not a thing.
I need Wilson Technologies to use the advances in AI to come up with scamming answer bot.
Okay.
Now, this will be a suite of products. It'll be hooked up to your email. It'll be hooked up to your text. It'll be hooked up to your phone. And so let's say someone calls you from a scam bank somewhere that has hundreds of people in a room, and it's always Roger or Julia calling you.
Yes.
And they want to engage you in conversation to, eventually get you to give them all of your stuff. But if I have an AI bot answering in a voice, and you could set it to different levels of difficulty so that it just leads these people down these paths. So you've got them engaged so that the time that you have them,
they're not messing with
other people. And that's just always good. And hopefully what you do is that you frustrate them so much that they decide it's not worth it.
They just quit.
Now, the upside for us, besides not being bothered anymore by scammers, is that at the end, either you get a recording of or a printout of the conversation, and I'm sure that it'll be quite entertaining.
That's a content. There you go.
So, Wilson Technologies, I want my scammer bot answering machine, and I want it now. But enough of that nonsense. Let's solve the problems of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wilsons will now unscrew it up.
Mealtime. We love food around here. And if you look at me, you'd know that was true. In fact, right before I recorded this show, I ate a giant piece of delicious pumpkin bread, and I just don't even care. But there are consequences. There's consequences to eating too much. There's consequences to you can spill stuff on yourself, get crumbs everywhere. There are all sorts of problems. We are here to solve them. So, Amanda, how many solutions do you have today?
I have 3.
You have 3. I have maybe 5, maybe 6, but definitely 3 good ones.
Maybe 5, maybe 6, definitely 3.
That's right. So let's get to it.
Then you go first since you have more than me.
I will.
Okay.
So in our family, we will eat wandering around, or at least that's how I eat.
You do wander. You lap the kitchen as you're eating, and it drives me insane because we also have a very hard time getting the 6-year-old to keep his bottom in a chair to eat. But meanwhile, you're lapping the kitchen.
Welcome to our domestic dispute podcast. We're the Wilsons. We're here for you and for us. No, so I do that, but sometimes I'll set my food down and I'll go do something and then I'll come back to it and my food will have gotten cold.
Yes.
So knowing the temperature of your food is a very important thing to me. Also, let's take it in another instance here where you sit down, you get your delicious food and it's way too hot. And the only way for you to know that really is to stick the food in your mouth. Well,
yes.
Then it's too late. I don't know how many times I've been so excited for like delicious food that I've just cooked and taken my first bite and it's been way too hot and then my tongue is burned, destroying the rest of my mealtime
experience. Right, so you can't really taste the rest of the food.
So what we need is we need a way to find out that your food is at perfect temp.
Okay. Well, they have meat thermometers.
Okay, but that's another thing.
Okay.
That's another thing. Then now we need to have that. And I need to so you're saying that on my place setting, I'll have plate, napkin, fork, spoon, knife, meat thermometer.
What's your solution?
Not doing that. I need temperature-sensitive plates and utensils.
Oh, so it'll change color?
So it's built in. So they have this technology already with the color-changing clothes.
We have cups that change colors.
And cups that change color. So what we need is our plates to inform us, to let us know that the food is at temp. And just to make sure, you said meat thermometer. I'm fine with a meat thermometer if it's attached to a fork.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
So you stick the fork in there, perfecto, senor, you eat it. Bam, done. Temperature sensing utensils and plates, I think, would make the mealtime experience better because, you're eating at the right temp. It tastes great, tastes the best it could possibly be for that dish. And also you are not burning your tongue in the roof of your mouth.
I like this. Good idea.
All right, that's my first one.
All right, mine addresses the wandering around. It is so hard to get the 6-year-old to sit down and eat. What he'll do is he'll put a bite in his mouth and then jump up and go wander. Now, this happens particularly when the TV is on during meal times, which I know is not a great idea. But I didn't grow up with us all sitting at the table. Like we sat at the counter and ate, and typically the television was on. he will get up and wander around. He'll get a bite, go over to a chair or the couch, or just stand in front of the TV, chew, and go back. It's not good parenting. You also model it. You wander around. You forget your food. But when we try to all sit down at the table, he doesn't even like that either, because then he gets annoyed because we're asking him questions about his day. He doesn't want to talk about his day.
Is this all of a sudden the kid rearing episode?
No. So it's for kids and adults. And I get bored too. And a lot of people having the TV on during the mealtime is a thing, because we have such attention issues, I think, in this society, because we're constantly getting information from everywhere. So what I am proposing is that our meals need to be curated in a way that they have narration. They have a narrative, not narration, but they have a narrative to them, so that we are no longer going to the TV for content during our meals, but our food themselves will tell a story. Now, it doesn't have to be that it's actually talking to me, but that
would be very off-putting if you go to bite into a pork chop and it's like, hey, how you doing? Let me tell you the story of the three little pigs.
What's wrong with you? But you know how you get meal kits and it's got all of the ingredients pre-proportioned, and then all you have to do is cook it and you follow along with the recipe. Well, I also need the meal delivery, but also then the story. It either tells you the story of from whence your ingredients came, or it tells you a lovely little fiction story, maybe some sort of parable, or we can get some sort of learning allegory, like lesson moral from our story, or just pure fantasy entertainment. But it will engage him enough that he will sit down in front of this food to find out what happens at the end of the story. So he will keep his bottom in a chair. You will sit down and stop wandering around, and we can all be at a table together. Maybe it's like Mad Libs and we're telling a story together. I don't know. But I need mealtime to engage in a way that keeps us from the television.
My little friend, I think that you just described a Happy Meal.
They do have stories on the box. You are correct.
So you're also asking for adult versions of Happy Meals. Now, when I say adult, I don't mean naughty.
Gross. That like family, it could be family. It could, if you're a single person and you're sitting down to a meal by yourself, that's this whole ASMR thing was supposed to be, not ASMR. What's the thing? Mukbang.
Mukbang.
Right? So you don't feel like you're eating long, but that just has, you're listening to people eat, and that's weird to me. You don't even like hearing chewing noises in real life, not like, would you go looking for them on YouTube? So, but it could engage you. People go to a restaurant, eat by themselves. They'll bring a book or they'll engage with their phone. But if you have a meal that's telling you a story, then you feel like you're part of a bigger experience, even when you're eating by yourself.
Okay. Storytelling food is your...
Yes.
Okay. Well, all right. My next one. Most of us have made determinations that we need to eat better.
Yes.
It's
hard, though.
It's hard. It's difficult. And some of us have gone through the whole rigmarole of ordering food boxes and having all the portions measured out for you. That's one way to go. Or you can just go shopping and get all the things yourself. Try to measure everything and make it.
That's also a pain.
At an appropriate portion. It doesn't lend itself to easy adaptation. And then you end up getting frustrated and you just stop doing it.
Yeah.
Even the meal kits, it's portioned for it says it's portioned for 2 people, but it's usually a lot more than that.
Yeah.
We need a way to know that we need to stop eating now.
Oh, this is one of mine. Go ahead.
Okay,
Let's see
good.
See how you've done
So
this.
what I've done is I've taken one of these virtual reality headsets, whether it's the Apple version that looks like giant ski goggles, whether we're bringing back Google Glass, which to me seemed like the one that was the least offensive looking because it was basically, I think, just glasses, right?
Okay, I don't know.
And we are making an AR experience.
Okay.
Augmented reality.
Yes.
Your glasses cameras look at the plate, they analyze what's on the plate, and they tell you, now is time to stop eating.
Okay.
Easy. No, that's it. You're looking
Yeah.
for more. No, that's it. It sees the same thing you're seeing, but without the handicap of your brain and your stomach saying, gimme more.
Yeah.
And then it just tells you to stop. And if you don't stop, the glasses, they will blacken up. right?
So you can't see the food.
So you can't see the food anymore.
Okay, all right. Well, I am also addressing this issue with my next one.
Also, another thing that
you have
the
more.
glasses can do is it can project something onto the
Screen.
surface of your
Yes.
glasses, the screen, to make the food look unappetizing, like a worm or spiders or something. And I don't care if you know that it's fake. If I'm looking at my plate and like a spider or a worm is projected onto my plate, then I'm put off.
Yeah.
I can't get that image out of my brain. I'm done. I'm done for the day.
Maybe it can even go like another dimension of sensory where it's like has a smell thing to it. So it starts to smell like rotting food or something.
Ooh, that's very good. Although I don't think that the people around you who would like to keep on eating would
that's true.
appreciate that.
Fair enough. I do think this is an issue. And I think that I learned this from you. It's the science behind this is if you think that you are still hungry, but you finished your meal, wait 20 minutes because that gives your brain time to talk to your stomach and say, no, we're actually full.
I've heard 10 minutes, but yes.
10. Okay, well, I've heard 20. So I like the idea of the...
But if I'm waiting 20 minutes, we're basically into another mealtime.
Okay. We are American. I like the idea of the virtual reality glasses. That's not always accessible for everyone. The price points are high. So this is just basically a timer that you then set between your courses. So if you have a salad, then you talk to your listening device, like your Amazon listening device, whom I shall not name because she's sitting right next to me, or your phone. Everybody's got a smartphone. You have an app that says, okay, it's mealtime app. So you hit it once you're done with your salad, and you have to wait 20 minutes. And then you can move on to your next part of the meal, and then you eat that, and then you hit it, and you got to wait 20 minutes. And then you can go to have dessert. But I bet you would be full. I have found when I force myself to wait, I then really am. No, actually, I'm full. So really, we just need something, whether it's the augmented reality or a timer app thing that will then make you pause between foods.
I think that it has to be something physical. I think that it just telling you need to stop. You're just going to reach over and unplug that junk. So how about a cloche that opens up?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, good. Smart.
And then when time comes, then it starts to close, and it will, I don't want it to snap close because you'll lose a finger.
Yeah.
But it just closes, and then but fast enough so that you can't shovel 3 more tons of bacon and cheese into your mouth, and then you have to wait.
And then it's like a chastity belt for your food.
Yes, sure.
Okay,
I was just going to call it the cloche clause.
I like the cloche clause.
Okay,
you go. Yeah,
ooh, I'm
good.
going to put that down.
It.
Cloche clause.
Yep.
How do you spell cloche?
CLOCHE, I think.
Okay, well, that's how we're spelling it. All right. We've added to our list time between courses, and I have added the additional cloche clause.
See, this is why you make me better.
Is that why? All right. Here's another thing. And again, this has to do with temperature, with your food being at temperature. Whether or not we have the plates and the utensils that tell you what temperature your food is, I think it'd be a good idea that we had plates that can heat up and cool down. So let's say your food is at an acceptable temperature, but I'd like this a little hotter. You hit a button, your plate heats it up. Or if it's like an amuse-bouche, if it's a bite, you put the spoon in, and as it's coming to your mouth, the spoon heats up your soup a little bit. Or conversely, you put your spoon in, you get soup. As it's coming to your mouth, it reads and it's like, yeah, it's a little too hot, and it cools it down, and then boom, you have it. And you can have cups, for your drinks, same deal. Oh, I thought I wanted hot tea, but now I really want iced tea. Bloop. This is the sound. That's
the sound it's going to make.
That's how you know it's working.
Okay.
And then so I want self-heating and cooling plates, utensils, and cups.
Temperature regulating utensils.
Yes. Temperature is a very
dishware.
important part of food.
It is.
Texture and temperature, I think, and taste. Texture, temperature, and taste. Is
I
that
would
a thing?
I would argue that also appearance, though. I mean, you eat with your eyes first.
No, you maybe.
Okay.
All right, so temperature-controlled utensils.
All right, my last one has to do with the fact that we overeat. And not just during a meal we overeat, but we kind of overeat all day. This idea of 3 meals a day, I don't think is the way our bodies were meant originally when we were of the cave people variety to
I'm
work.
Josh of the cave people.
I just don't think that, a heavy breakfast, a heavy lunch, a heavy dinner is what was supposed to happen. Then you hear that grazing is better, but grazing can kind of get out of control. I mean, I have found myself in the pantry looking for things between meals. So I'm, again, looking for a way to regulate. Now, I think that maybe 4 meals or 5 small meals is probably better for you than, so like a breakfast, a morning snack, a lunch, an afternoon snack, a dinner, not bedtime snack, not good for you. But then smaller portions, right? Have you seen these things they make for pets where it will dispense the food on a timer in a controlled amount? So they have it. I was on a work call the other day, and my colleague who works from home had her cat sitting on her shoulder, and her cat was yelling at her. And she said, "You don't eat until 11." So I said, "Wait, I'm confused." And she said, "No, the cats have a self-feeding bowl that will at 8, 11, 3 and 6 or whatever, puts their pre-portioned amount into the bowl. The cats know, and the cats get grumpy because they want it all the time, but it's controlled for them. So we need some sort of mechanism that will only dispense our food or our meals, even if we're having to cook them. We put them in, but that way we can't go to the pantry and just eat all day long. We can't go to the refrigerator and eat all day long. We have the self-feeding pet thing, but for humans."
Is this not the cloche clause?
No, because the closed clause, I can still go in the pantry and snack.
So you want all of your food shut off from you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, but okay.
You just buy your meal kits, you cook them, you put them into the pet thing, and then it dispenses it to you throughout the day.
So the night before, you're cooking all of your food and preparing it or something?
I don't know. It's not my problem. Have we decided who to send this to?
No, we will at the end.
Okay, then that's that person's problem.
All right. So basically, you want a timed dog dish.
Yes.
Perfect. My next one has to do with keeping the child engaged. So that was the thing that you talked about earlier. So I have a solution to that I think would be fun enough for children and for adults to enjoy mealtime if they don't want to go through the drudgery of having to engage with the people around them. And that is food dispensing crayons. Now I'm talking specifically about condiments. Condiment crayons.
God, I thought you were saying condoms. Okay, go ahead.
No, absolutely not. Not that kind of podcast. So what if the kid can occupy themselves by painting a face on their chicken?
Okay, so red would be ketchup, white is mayonnaise or ranch. Got it? Okay.
Yeah. Condiment crayons. I think that is an
Actually,
idea.
that's a really good idea.
Why are you surprised?
I'm usually surprised when you're so good.
Oh my God. Condiment crayons, I think, .tm, I think is a very good idea. And so we can just color our chicken, decorate our steak, make a happy face out of our salad, and we'll enjoy eating it as well. Condiment crayons. Boom.
I support it.
Trademarked.
I don't have any more.
Okay. Here's my last one then. One thing that really, really irks me at the dinner table, do you know what it is?
Food sounds?
Food sounds and seeing people eat with their mouth open.
Okay.
And I am also very aware that I make food sounds because I'm a very enthusiastic eater. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I stand separately in the kitchen from you all. I don't have any hair, and so that's an additional problem. I told you this story. Our lovely friend Ricky Kendall. I had gone on a trip with him. We were in the same room, sleeping, different beds, and I listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
I told you the story. Mm-hmm. I listen to music to go to sleep. And he woke up in the morning. He said, "Did you hear that really loud classical music during the night?" It's like the people next to us must have been playing classical music. I was like, "No." And there was really no one around. I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. Come to find out that he was hearing my music. Mm-hmm. So I said, "Was it this?" And I took my earbuds out and I turned the music on. I put the earbuds in my in my ears, and all of a sudden the amplification.
Yes.
Oh my head is a giant amplification system.
I know this because I sleep with you in the same bed, and you put your headphones on at night, and you have the ones that are like the band that go over your ears. It is so loud. I can hear your podcast. It is so loud, and you don't feel like it's loud when you're listening to it, but it is so loud in the bed that I will get up and then turn them off when you're asleep. So yes, your head is an echo chamber.
Wait a second. This is the first time you've ever told me.
No, it's not. You just don't listen when I talk.
That you turn it off.
Oh,
during the
100%.
night.
Probably 3 or 4
Do you
times
pull
a week.
the thing off my head?
No,
Okay.
no. I just pause your phone.
Anyway, that's a little bit mortifying, though. The idea that a noise that I'm making or creating is other people can hear, and it's annoying them. I propose that we build privacy face shields for eating, right?
You want to engage people, but you don't want to listen to the people. Okay.
Well, no, just for when you're eating. So maybe it can be a face shield that has a curtain. It's like you put the food in, you close the curtain, it's going to be sound damping, and you eat. Nom, 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 nom. Open the curtain, and then you can continue with your conversation.
Get this for you, but I will never know if the child's eating his food or not. He could be behind that curtain, hiding and dropping food to the dog. Like, I will never know.
Okay, well, I won't care because I'll have my shield on.
Yeah.
It will also protect me from noises coming from the outside.
Yes.
So maybe I just need
need this. This is specific to you.
Yes. There you go. Face curtain for hiding open mouths while you're eating, and food like coming out of your mouth and going down your chin and being in your beard and all this.
Yes.
And then also food noises.
Yes. The Josh 2000.
That's right. So we have several things here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And we need to come
7
up with
things.
Five
and
things.
so we need to narrow it down to 5. We have storytelling food. Oh, we have 8 things. Sorry. We have storytelling food. We have temperature sensing utensils and plates. We have augmented reality food glasses. We have a timer between courses. We have our patented cloche claws. Temperature controlling utensils, so heating things up or cooling things down. A timed dog dish. And then a face shield for your eating comfort. What do you want to keep?
So I propose that we combine the temperature gauging utensils with the temperature regulating. Like, it can do both, right? I mean, it's got to gauge what it is to know if it needs to regulate it or you're pushing the buttons. I need this because 1, it'll let me know if the food's too hot for the 6-year-old, and 2, I can cool it down pretty quickly.
Very good.
So I'm saying that we combine those and make it one product.
Okay, well, I need to have the cloche claws so that we can
really good
make
idea.
our millions. So that's perfect.
I want storytelling food because I am a storyteller.
Okay. All right, so that's 3. I think I need my face shield. I mean,
you do need your face. The rest of us need you to have that.
All right, take it easy. All right, go ahead. One more.
What's left?
We've got a timer in between courses. We have the dog dish, timed dog dish idea, and
The virtual reality thing.
Yeah, the AR food glasses.
Well, we don't need that because we have the cloche.
Okay.
We don't need the timer because we have the cloche. So the only thing left is the dog dish.
Okay.
Nobody says you have to use it.
I'm not going to use it. Do I have to get down on all fours?
Yes.
You'd like that. All right. So we have the mealtime at the Wilsons is amazing because our food tells us a story, or it's included with like a little book or something. However, Amanda's going to work that out. We have temperature sensing utensils and plates, and if the food's too hot or too cold, stick a fork in it and it'll be done.
That's right.
We have the cloche that will close on you if you are making a pig of yourself. If that doesn't work, in between meals, you can't get access to the food anyway because your dog dish is empty. While I'm eating, I'm going to have a portable curtain around my face, and everyone's going to be enjoying that greatly.
What a mess we are in this house, apparently.
Yeah, we are a mess, but I'll tell you one thing is that our meal times are so much fun. All right, Amanda, who are we going to send this to? So what we need to do is we have narrowed this down to 5 ideas, and we need to send someone And it can't be Wilson Technologies. They're too busy working on other things. So every week we pick a person or an organization to send these things to so that they can fix it. Who are we sending it to?
I think that we need to send this to Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut?
Yeah,
Didn't he die?
No, he's a peanut.
No. That was part of their... I thought that was part of their...
Oh, yeah, that did happen, but then they brought him back. But I don't know. Maybe it's because we just went to a peanut festival yesterday. What an experience that was. And I'm just thinking about peanuts. And I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You're a peanut. You're either dry roasted, you're boiled, or you're just raw. So therefore, there's not a whole lot for him to do. So he can figure all this out for me.
We will send it to Mr. Peanut. That's fine. But that right there is evidence Amanda has never been in the peanut section of the grocery store where they have honey roasted, where they have all these different things. And it's exhausting. All right.
Maybe he needs a break.
So good. Very good. So with all of that, I would say that our meal times are...
Unscrewed.
All right, folks, so this is the time that we have set aside for listener questions, and we were on a roll there. I'm a little concerned, though, because we put our email address out there at unscrewitup@gmail.com, and I have just discovered the junk folder.
Oh, have people been asking for our support?
They haven't, but people have been asking for several things that I think our email scammer bot needs to take care of for us. But... now I'm paying more attention to that folder because I hadn't before. And so please send your questions. It can be a big, complicated thing. It could be a silly little thing, and we will give you an answer. unscrewitup@gmail.com. That's all that there is to unscrew up today, and if we keep going, we might screw something up, and we don't want to do that. Thanks for joining us. We are part of the Whole Care Network. The WholeCareNetwork.com is a place that you can go to find resources for people who take care of other people, for caregivers. They are superheroes, and they need help. And a lot of you are listening right now, and the Whole Care Network is there to help you. So go there and check it out. All right, Amanda, until next week, please remind the people that whatever you do,
don't screw it up.
Bye.
Bye.